Boom, we are back with episode 114. I am joined by Canadian prospect. Obviously, I like having Canadians on, being a fellow Canadian myself. I'm joined by Teshay Gouthro, who fights out of Niagara Top Team. He's got a great camp there with Jasmine Jasuda Vicious, Aaron Jeffrey, Anthony Romero. The list goes on and on. It's probably the brightest camp in all of Canada right now. And without further ado, I'm going to bring him in. Hey, man, how's it going?
Good. How you doing, brother?
Not too bad. I'm not sure if you heard the little intro there, but I said you're fighting out of one of the biggest camps in all of Canadian MMA right now. So how does that feel?
Feels great, man. NTT. Yeah, starting out with it's been a journey. We're still just getting started, right?
Yeah. Man, how are you doing over there in Ontario? I mean, I'm in Nova Scotia, so just got news that COVID's hit elementary schools today. So it looks like everything's being
Yeah.
shut down. How are you guys doing over there?
Um, like in Niagara, we're on orange zone, so gyms aren't shut down yet, and like you can still go into restaurants, but no sitting down, pretty much. Or if you are sitting down, it has to be with someone from your own house. So it's kind of weird, right? And then I know Toronto, they're shut down like everything. So it's getting close to us. I'm hoping we stay open. That's it.
Yeah, man, it sucks too, especially for you. I mean, you had an amazing 2019. You went 3-0 in the last 6 months to start off your pro career, and you had a lot of momentum coming into 2020. So, talk a little bit about 2019 to you, and what's your assessment on your 2019?
2019, it's a great year. I uh I took like a 6 month break in between amateur and pro. Like and I think it was good becoming pro, and then I just three fights in under 6 months. I don't know, I just kind of felt good and stayed in shape after every single one. Names kept popping up, so I just kept taking them. That's how this year probably would have went, but COVID, right?
So, what was the reasoning there for the long layoff? I mean, obviously you had a lot of momentum too coming into jumping into pro. I mean, you had some huge wins. You were on quite the win streak as an amateur. What was the reason for that 6 months? Was it just to sharpen your skills? Was it a mental thing, or what was it?
Um, it was just no one was asking to fight me, to be honest, and I wasn't finding a name, so I was staying ready, but just nothing came up. I was all like always, I'm always down to go, but yeah, nothing came up. So when that name popped up, I went for it.
I was listening to an interview of yours early in 2020 COVID uh, before COVID hit. Is the best way to put it. Pre-COVID. And one of the things you said is you wanted 3 fights in 2020. Obviously, that's going to change, and everything changed. And how did it alter your vision and everything for you?
Um, it didn't. It just made me look at things differently, and I have to time out things differently now for next year. But with the new management I'm under, I think things are gonna go the way I plan it. And if not, I'm not upset. I'm gonna go with the flow and just keep getting better, right? Because you see guys at the UFC now like getting shot in the UFC with a lot lower records, but the class is just like it's so high right now with even low
Yeah.
records. Like guys that aren't even hitting 10 fights, they're still like, oh my god, the level's really high right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I just spoke to Sasha Palit. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Palitnikov, who's 5-2 and just got
Yeah,
signed. So yeah, they're right now the
that's what I mean.
level is on a whole nother level.
Yeah,
So yeah, you get 2 or 3 fights and you're next in line. You never know, and especially with COVID, there's so many opportunities right now.
yeah. So it's a crazy world right now, but it's
I want to
just stay
speak.
ready, right?
Yeah, I think that's the big thing too. Stay ready, and the opportunity will come knocking. I want to speak about your fight for LFA. So first things first, man. What was it like competing for an organization like LFA? Obviously, BTC and these Canadian organizations are great, but when you compete for an LFA, a Bellator, even a Titan, there's a
Yeah,
whole nother level. So what was it like competing for an organization like that?
it was good, man. It was so quick. So I kind of I guess I didn't get like I don't know. It wasn't a long build up, right? It was just 9 days. I was just like, okay, I'm fighting here. Let's do it. I was just happy to fight. Like I was more. I think that's why it didn't really hit me. Like now I'm like, oh, the LFA, that's what's up. I knew it was on Fight Pass. But nothing really mattered. I was just more focused on fighting. It was just a relief, right? Like, yeah. But the LFA, great promotion. Definitely want to fight for them again. Talked to the CEO right after my fight. Told him give me full camp. I'm coming back and taking someone's head off, and he loved it. He actually got pumped. He was excited. He's like, there was no crowd. And I guess it still pumped him up for my fight. But yeah, it was fun, man.
That being said, I mean, obviously it wasn't in a losing effort against a very, very talented Justin Wetzel. So,
Yeah, it was good.
what's the biggest lesson from that loss?
Um, I guess don't take a short notice fight. You know what I mean? That's about it. Nah. The biggest lesson is I'm a lot better than I thought I was, and as in I don't know. I just felt in my like I was still in my zone. I don't know. I love fighting because the more I get in my zone in there, and the calmer I am, um, yeah, it was just more experience, right? Just another fight. This one ended up to be the one that got me, but fuck it.
I think that's the sort of mentality you have to have. I mean, so you
Yeah,
think about all the fighters that have had losses early on in their career. I mean, guys like GSP. I mean, look what happened to him. You know, so I really think a
yeah.
loss early on really doesn't damage any fighter's stock. Better now than down the road, right?
Later on, right? Yeah, 100%. That's the way I see it. And it
Well,
was good. It was like, sorry, go on.
no. You continue. I was going to
Oh,
ask another question, but you're good.
yeah, I was thinking, like, the way I took it, I'm like, what if this was a short notice fight to the UFC? You know what I mean? I want to see how it would be just taking a short notice fight in a big organization. And it all went well, right? Especially having no crowd. Like, everything was so new. So it's good to learn it now and take that
Yeah,
and later on. It's
yeah,
just good learning experience.
exactly. I mean, you saw it so much in the UFC, or especially at the beginning with guys like Anthony Smith, when the no crowd really affected their performance negatively. As someone who was in there and experienced it, what was it like for you?
It's fine. I actually didn't even notice it really. It was just I was so zoned in. It was actually I liked it better because the crowd pumps me right up, and I gotta focus on calming down. So it was good. It was I don't know. It wasn't much different, man. It was I just wasn't as pumped. It was like I had to get myself more excited. Well, I was just excited to fight, but no, I don't mind it. I'd rather the crowd though. I love the fans. Right, we're doing some gladiator shit in there, so people need to see it live. It's
Yeah.
exciting.
What was it like competing on the same card as a friend and a teammate, and Aaron Jeffrey, who obviously got the win in the main event?
Oh, it's great, man. Usually our team actually fights together. We usually always have someone on the same card, so it was nice to come back after a year and fight with a teammate. Like once I heard Jeffrey was on it too, I I was hopping on it no matter what, as long as my coaches were down. But once Jeffrey was on it, I was like, yeah, let's do it. It was a good fight.
There's so much talent there at NTT. I mean, Aaron Jeffrey, you, Jasmine, Anthony. What's it going to take for one of these guys to get a shot in the UFC? Like, they're always right there. Aaron had his chance. Anthony
I
has chance.
know.
Jasmine, if she had won that fight, she would be in the UFC, in my opinion. What's it going to
Yeah,
take to get over that hump?
just a couple more wins, man. Like Romero, I'm pretty sure just signed a fight for the LFA.
Yeah.
So once he takes out that guy, 9-0, that could be it. You know what I mean? That could be it, or it could be before that. Who knows? I don't know. Just one more win. We're just gonna keep winning, and then that's it. They're gonna find us, but no stress, right? Time. It's in time. In time.
What's the secret to the success there? I mean, there's so many other gyms in Canada that aren't finding the success right now that you guys are. What is the secret?
I think it's a wrestling, to be honest. We got a high level of wrestling that Canada doesn't like. I don't know because Brock, right, number one in the country, and our head wrestling coach, Chris Priggett, like we're wrestling every day, all day, hearing it. So and it's the grind. It's that wrestling grind we're hearing. Not even for just wrestling, but everything we do in our jits and our striking, we're grinding, but we're thinking smart, methodical, and he's just pushing us. It's a different mentality too. When you're in the room, if you ever want to come see the room, it's there's a vibe in there. It's just I don't know. You got to feel it. The energy's high. It's we're all thriving on and hungry. So when we enter that cage, we just feed off each other, right? The guy's feeding off of air, and he's feeding off of me. It was good. And even after my fight, I lost it, but I was still like, I was happy I won it. You know what I mean? And I had to keep that spirit because he was about to fight. So it was, it is what it is.
Maybe once all this is over, I can go up there and poke my head in there and see what's
Yeah,
going
man.
on, because it looks like there's whatever it is, man, it's working. You guys are all doing really really well, and it's only a matter of time before there's a signing to the UFC or Bellator.
Yeah, soon coming.
I'd like to ask about Canadian MMA. I mean, since George St. Pierre, there really hadn't been a big boom until Rory, and now it's kind of like down a little bit. Why do you think Canadian MMA is at kind of like the standstill? There's not a whole lot of Canadian talent. Um, do you think it's lack of organizations in Canada? Do you think that's what it is? And what's it going to take to kind of get a push into the UFC?
I think it might be management. To be honest, thinking about it and like looking at all our guys and seeing who they're managed by, I think it might be management. Like we have some high level guys, but like their management wasn't right, and I think that's what it was. To be honest, but who knows? That's my opinion, right? Management, because there's a lot of good guys, and a lot of good fights. But how do you get to that bigger late? You need that management to put your name out there, right?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
that's the way I see it.
Yeah, definitely. I can't go without asking. I have a Canadian fighter on. I can't go without asking, is GSP the GOAT for you? And if you've ever had the chance to meet the guy, what was it like?
No, I've never met him, and is he the goat? To me, nah, he's not the goat. Sorry. He I don't know. It's just because there's fights that he won that I thought he lost. You know what I mean? So it's hard to say. I don't know who the goat is, man. Like I think Bones might be the goat because all those wins. Silva could be. Who knows, right? I don't know. Like my favorite fighters. You know what I mean? That's how I look at the sport. The goat. There's no goat. You can't be the goat. Khabib only won that. Can only hold that championship for like four times, right?
Yeah, yeah, three
Yeah,
defenses. Yeah,
yeah. He's never been defeated before, but like neither has Bones. So I don't know, but
yeah. It's
whatever.
it's such a it's such a hard conversation, man. There's
Yeah,
there's especially with the weight divisions and the eras, and you know,
yeah, that's it.
um, it really is. Obviously, being Canadian, I'm always gonna have the GSP
Oh, I love
bias.
GSP.
Yeah,
He's a
and
G.
yeah, his mentality is unlike anybody else's. His character, his
Yeah,
class.
no,
But
he's top two for me, like for sure. But go. I don't know.
there's
But
a
whatever.
so you had a long layoff. You wanted
Yeah,
three fights. Probably a little bit unrealistic now with a month left. I guess a month and a few days. But
yeah,
when do you want to get back in there? Is there a timeline that you're looking at for a return?
yeah. I'm thinking. I told my manager end of January. Um, and anytime after that, end of January. That's it. Once that happens, I'll be ready anytime after that. But I want like a 6 to 8 week camp. You know what I mean?
Is there any sort of holes in your game that you feel like you have to fix up before the next one, or just make sure you get a proper training camp in?
Proper training camp. The holes just get better everywhere. I want to. I'm just gonna tighten up on some things, and I want to. I've been thinking about like the sport differently lately, and just like how to take these guys out, like just end them real quick. And there's like different ways of doing it, right? I can either take them down, choke them out, or just sleep them standing up. So I'm just figuring out those ways and getting them down, right? if I want to take you down, I'm gonna find that way and I'm gonna take you out. You know what I mean? Because like we don't get paid to fight like fucking 15 minutes, right? I don't like going a decision. I want to put them out. I want that ref pull me off of them, like, and then I get paid. I don't get half of what I would have got paid. That's some bullshit. Losing, man, some bullshit.
Yep.
It's an eye opener, man. Having to pay everyone half of that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like when it comes down to it, like I'm fighting for that money, right? And like that opened my eyes, and just even losing, like, fuck, 1 round. I was 1 round, 1 round, man. That's it. If I would have stopped that last, you know what I mean? Inches. This shit's a game of inches. It's just being calculated. And yeah, just tightening up all of that and then taking these guys' heads off.
There's in that same interview that I listened to, it was like the BTC Awards. You
Mm-hmm.
mentioned potentially uh, going down to Alpha Male to possibly get some training there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Uriah Faber's got high level submissions, and that whole team there. I mean, you look at what they've done and the champions that have come out of there. Is that still something that you're looking forward to? And what sort of how far away do you think it is realistically?
Right now, I'm not thinking of that because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing. I don't want to quarantine again for, like, unless I'm fighting, right?
Yeah.
Like, if they take that 14 days, like, quarantine away, I'm down. I'm down to leave anywhere. But yeah, I don't know. The shit's got me at a standstill. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just waiting.
I'll ask you a couple more questions and then I'll let you go.
Yeah.
There's a big fight this weekend. I don't know. A lot of guys don't tune in to certain fights. They just focus on their own fights. But Alex Perez versus Davison Figueroa.
Oh
Do you
no.
have a prediction?
Yeah. Yeah. I watch all the fights, man. Every fight, all the time. Bellator. It could be anything. I watch the prelims. But yeah, that's a hard one. I was actually just about to watch the countdown. That's hilarious. But fuck, I don't know. I was about to watch the countdown and make my prediction. I like to bet, so I want Alex Perez to win. I like the underdog, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm always an underdog, but I don't know. He might get slept. Like I can't tell you, man. I have to watch this, and then I'll message you after and let you know. Okay?
All right. Sounds
After
good.
I watch this, yeah.
All right. Perfect. And last question: is there anybody you want to shout out? Any sponsors that you want to thank it? And this is your chance to do that.
Yeah, I want to thank my management, Vice Sports. They got me. We're gonna do big things. NTT, we're gonna do big things too. Chris Prickett, DeMarc Antonio, all my teammates, sponsors. Weird times right now. I don't got any, but check it. Next fight's gonna be a big one, whenever that is. And they're gonna hop on because we're gonna show up. But no, thanks for having me, brother.
Thank you for jumping on. And for any sponsors that may be watching, man, this guy is very, very legit. One of the brightest prospects, in my opinion, out of Canada. And if you know the success of Niagara Top Team, you know good things are coming. So, best of luck, man. Stay safe and hope all is well over there. And wish you the best of luck.
Okay, thank you, brother. Take care.
All right, boom. There we have it. Teshay Gouthro, been a fan of his for a little while. Like I said, and like we talked about, one of the brightest prospects out of Canada. If you haven't yet, make sure you donate to prostate cancer. That's why I'm rocking this thing. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.